The 4-year cycle is dead. Those are the words coming from the lips of this man who I'm sure has slept next to many ladies at night and woken them up to say, hey, baby, get long on Bitcoin. That's exactly what Arthur Hayes has been speaking about recently. The 4-year cycle is dead, but we've got to be careful because when you start talking like that, you're trying to say this time is different. And also, you've got to be very weary of the past 100 years of booms and busts and cycles. But of course, friends, I've been speaking about the business cycle for quite a long time now. The PMI just shows everything is too cool. Nothing is hot. Nothing. Consumer sentiment, housing permits, nothing in the economy is running hot. Inflation's garbage, which means it's garbagely high. But nothing's running super hot. People don't feel good. People aren't acting like they are misallocating capital for the future. We're going to speak about Arthur Hayes' article today. He's just released it a short while ago. And I've got a nice summary here for you. So he's going to make the case. He's going to show that a lot of the bond durations are coming due. And President Pump and President Winnie the Pooh both have to print a lot of money next year. So here's a nice article. Arthur Hayes argues that Bitcoin's 4-year cycle is dead because the driving force behind Bitcoin's booms and busts, the global monetary policy, has changed fundamentally. Instead of halving cycles, the real driver is the price and quantity of money by the US and China. Now, we've known this for a long time, friends. The name of the game is monetary debasement. The governments are telling the population who are stuck in blue pill cuckland, they're telling them that inflation's only 3%. We can see from the price of gold and the monetary supply number itself that the real inflation is about 7% per year. And that deviation from 3 to 7, that's a big 4% per year. That is purchasing power being taken from the population and it's used to pay off the debt over time. All right. Now, most of the population, they are fast asleep because they are blue pill cucks. Thank you for supporting the system. Thank you for paying off all our debt. I'm not going to pay off the debt because when you printed money, I didn't get crap. All right. I'll pay off the debt when you give me a big fat alt season. Arthur Hayes concludes, the new waves of monetary easing in both the US and China will fuel the next Bitcoin rally. Okay, it's very interesting. It's pretty much, friends, see, we have this feeling like, we don't see euphoria, but now you've got to evaluate, everybody's saying it's over. They are, friends, they are. They're bull markets, they grow on skepticism. They die on euphoria. Is anybody euphoric? No. No, they're not. Remember as well, bull markets die when you run out of buyers. That's when the bull markets die. That's when they end. We've got plenty of buyers sidelined. Arthur Hayes as well, friends. He said, humanity has not reached its post-scarcity. So we still need money to allocate resources. Okay, maybe one day with AI agents, we will be able to live in that world where you don't really have to hire people because the cost of robots is very low. We might get to that world one day, maybe in our lifetimes, but not now, not yet. Governments inevitably manipulate money and markets to reduce volatility and preserve control. Okay, they basically got to keep the markets juiced up. All governments, no matter the ideology, eventually debase their currency. It's exactly what I've been talking to you about, okay? And they're doing it in the pursuit of stability or utopia, where it's basically keeping everybody in the game, okay? That's what they're trying to get everybody to do. Just stay in the game, okay? Everything's going to be fine. However, people resist through culture and technology. So we have Bitcoin and digital hard money. So we basically make a system where we can't get debased anymore, all right? And he says that Bitcoin is modern sovereignty. It's very interesting because it's true. Thank you, Satoshi. We were able to liberate ourselves from technology. Instead of technology being used to punish us, we're using technology for the right reasons, like to help us peg our own nipples and spread the good word. He also goes through, friends, some history as well. There's a Genesis cycle. So the first 4 years, remember, there have been 3 of these 4-year periods. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it very family-friendly as well. I'm just going to show you, friends, the business cycle that I show you all the time. That's pretty much what we're looking at here. And just so we know something, okay, when the government rolled off the debt here, it was a 4-year bond duration. When they rolled off the debt here, it was 4 years. When they rolled off the debt here, it was 4 years. But because interest rates had come back in, we had zombie virus, they actually did a 5-year bond duration here. All right. And this explains why our business cycle has taken a long time to come up. Okay. Because the government's still paying off the debt and the interest rates are high. So we need basically a government debt rollover. And that's why we think it's going to happen next year, where major loser Powell, perhaps, friends, I know, I'm just a simple man. I peg my own nipples on the internet. Yes, we got lollipops here. Yes, we've got hypnotic Pikachu as a key ring on sleeping on a Pokeball. We got all these things, okay? It could be that, like, as soon as major loser Powell moves off, that we just start cranking the markets, and it gives us like a full 12-month spectrum of that, where we go May 2026 to May 2027. Could be that, but let's not get too hung up on that. It could also be that the market starts front-running major loser Powell leaving, because Donald Trump is going to talk about the replacement. You're going to be quite the replacement, and the replacement, everyone will see his text from the past, because the market's smart, friends. You know, people always pricing in the future. They'll know that some dude's like a turbo bull. He's a turbo dove. And they'll know, oh, these guys are just going to cut rates, and they're actually going to ask for his opinion. They go, oh, you know, if you were Fed chairman, what rates would you have? And he might say, oh, you know, I don't want to tell you, but maybe they should have been 150 basis points lower. He might say something like that, you know what I mean? And then the market starts pricing it into the future. What we might find is we just run from January to December next year. So what we thought this year was going to play out like, year of the horse is going to play out like that, okay? I'm also interested as well to see what is the Chinese year animal in 2027? Okay, so after year of the horsey, we have the year of the goat. Year of the goat. You know, goat could also be, yay, greatest of all time, but also, oh man, isn't some of the satanic goat head demon in religious? Yeah, man. Oh, it's Baphomet. Oh crap. Yeah, man, Baphomet, friends. It's actually trans. Baphomet is actually trans. You can see he's got some botched Thailand boob jobs here. Okay. Oh, yeah. That might be it. That might be the bear. 2027's Baphomet in the bear. We'll see. We'll see, though. We're all playing it by ear, right? We'll just keep moving the goalposts, okay? So, Arthur Gaze, he talks about in the first cycle we had, remember, we had 3 cycles so far. It was 4 years, 4-year bond duration average each time. The government debt rolling over, okay? Right now we're on 5 years. So back then the Fed did QE. China ramped up its credit-fueled infrastructure. So basically just printed money. We had Bitcoin's first bull run, right? And also back then, friends, what I've done here is, man, I've kept it so family-friendly. It's not funny. We only had 6 months of garbage PMI in the first cycle. And then the next one was 12, and the next one was 10. Our one, we're on month 35. You see how it's red? I'll keep sharing this with you because it's very important for context. So if you didn't know that, you might just be saying, oh, no, people think 5-year cycle. I'm just going to sell. Man, look, it's a believer cycle. I don't know what else to tell you. What I'm going to do now, play some angel music because you deserve it and I deserve it. We're going to make it. Okay? It's very hard every day to come this year, friends, every single day. I'm totally deprived of dopamine. Okay? Totally deprived. It's very hard to smile and be happy when every single asset in the world for 5 years has gone up, but your bags, which are literally banking the whole world, giving them privacy, allowing them to escape the debasement from their own currency, giving them stable coin freaking super cycle, bro. That's what kills me the most. You know, we have Bitcoin. Yeah, you can escape debasement, but 85% of the world trading is in US dollars. Do you know that? Everybody wants US dollars. They don't all want Bitcoin. They want US dollars. Our smart contract platforms allow stablecoin supercycle. We're giving them what they want. But that's the thing, friends. When you're in a low PMI environment, you're just too sad. Okay, everybody's too sad to price in the future. It's been going on for a long time. Then we had the 2017 ICO cycle, right? That was the next 4-year burst. We had Ethereum launching and ICO boom begins. So remember, the first cycle, this was Bitcoin is FU money. That was the first cycle. Bitcoin, FU money, right? That was 2013 era. That's actually when Uncle Bobby came in, Uncle Bobby Lucas as well, and Da Vinci J15 as well around there. And shortly before that, Richard Fart was in. So they came in, and then we had the Bitcoin is FU money cycle. Then we had the HODL meme, where the HODL meme came in this 2017 cycle, Ethereum launches. We also had China doing big yuan devaluations as well, so printing money again. In our third cycle, which is what we had a few years ago, we had the zombie virus. Okay, the zombie virus, pretty much, obviously, we had a huge deflationary burst in the world, and everybody had to print a lot of money, and obviously they printed more than they should have, but, you know, just it's got to save the economy in their eyes. And then, yes, I mean, like, it's part of the programming. That's why, friends, Charlie Kirk's assassination, they had the Nicolas Cage movie called Snake Eyes, which predicted what Charlie Kirk would go through from 1998. But then we also had the movie before the zombie virus. It was made many years before that. Contagion. We literally said that a virus is going to come from China. Everyone needs to get jabbed. Yeah, so we're on some script. We're definitely in simulation. There's no arguing that, but we're on some sort of script, okay? So we've had 3 cycles, right? That previous zombie virus, inflation soared up, and then everyone said, you know, don't fight the Fed. Don't fight the Fed, right? This is Arthur as well. So you just imagine Arthur, friends, sleeping next to a lady, waking up in the middle of the night, bringing his face closer and closer to her, telling her it's time to get long on Bitcoin. Because he's trying to help you, okay? He's trying to help you. You got to remember, we're all long the same thing, friends. We're all long monetary debasement. We're just trying to pick the fastest horse. You're the horsey next year. Yeah, so that's why if you're in houses and stocks, you're growing at around money debasement. But you're more stable than altcoin shitters, right? But it's kind of sad because, like, we're actually trying to change the world. Most of the stocks, 90% of them don't do anything. And you have as well gold obviously doing nothing. So it is what it is. That's the thing, friends. Like, with altcoins, we need all the traffic lights to turn green. Then everybody wakes up, gets super excited because they don't know how to price anything. That's when you get your $400,000 JPEG environment, okay? So also, if we're looking at Arthur Gaze, all right, he's talking about his conclusion coming next. The Bitcoin 4-year cycle is now obsolete. It was an artifact of alternating monetary tightening and loosening. Both the US and China are now leaning towards cheaper and plentiful money. So he's basically saying, he goes, look, yeah, it was timed every 4 years before, but guess what? Now our one's actually happening next year. That's actually the 5th year. And that's why I've shown you the PMI, and it actually makes sense when it comes. That's why I've shown you the bond duration. The government actually did something where it's extended it, okay? So macro liquidity and all these other things are going to pretty much be the dominant factor from now on. But, you know, we'll play it by ear. We wouldn't have to really commit to it, okay? We're going to see, look, we're going to see Coinbase App Store ranking top 10, my exotic top signals, right? Maybe a Crypto 50 index, man. Friends, like, just imagine they launch that Crypto 50 index. Like, let's say next year, March, they go, okay, we're going to launch it in Q4 of 2026. You know, it's we haven't seen any of these things yet, you know. We haven't seen $1 billion public ICO raise. Pump fund was only 600 million. There's so many things that just haven't happened at all. US Congress still are not banned from stocks yet. Okay, so it's going to be a shame. Grandma Saggy Boobs, Nancy Pelosi, probably with the greatest RSI settings in the world, is able to just smash every stock trade in the world. I'd love to trade off her. So we still haven't seen them banned. There's a lot of things, these stories, they're like in an overhang. Yeah, it's kind of like when you watch a movie. Sometimes I watch a movie, friends. I'm like, man, they're like just this boring 3-minute part. They're stretching this movie on too long. It feels like that's what we're going through right now. You know, we're like yelling at the TV, get to the sex part, show me explosions. Well, we're not doing any of that yet. And some people say we're never going to do it. You know, when I say, well, you're going to be waking up next to this man who's going to be whispering sweet things into your ear. So, of course, if it doesn't work out, we all go to zero. I'll be working in McDonald's. It is what it is. Nuke the whole industry. But if it does work out, we will probably spend all of 2026, the year of the horsey, the year of the unicorn. We'll probably spend all of next year slowly capitulating all the 4-year cycle JEETs back in. Yeah. Because remember, friends, bull market ending has nothing to do with the sellers. It's when you run out of buyers. You've got to think about that, you know. When you're running out of buyers out there, what are signs we see? You know, billion-dollar public ICO raises, okay? Not private, public, okay? There's signs that appear when you're running out of buyers. Coinbase App Store ranking #1, right? Crypto 50 index. So you remember, the Crypto 50 index, if we actually get that, why you'd be running out of buyers is basically boomers, TradFi boomers, who get morning wood over like a 2.6% monthly gain in a stock, whereas you and I are entering dog shit coins where it's like 30% slippage. Okay. Those boomers, okay, they have like a list of things that they want satisfied because they're so late to the technology. They want all these lists items fulfilled before they jump in. So maybe we get all 50 ETFs and we have an accelerated boost. Remember Paulie Boo Atkins, he already has made it easier for the ETFs. They have like an open ETF. You fast track it. So if we have everything that's listed on ETF, we get the Crypto 50 index. Remember, all the people who are sidelined, all those boomers, they want to participate in crypto at some point in the future when the market cap maybe go to 10 trillion. They want to participate, but they're probably going to say, you know what? I'm a boomer. I still go to the disco. I sit by the bench park and I feed the birds. I do that, by the way. I love that. So, you know what I mean? Like they're very boomerish. Okay. And they'll probably be saying stuff, you know, all these crypto shit coins are just too many. Oh, give me an index. I want to buy the index. That's what I'm used to. You know, so when they all get really, really loud about that, they finally have enough pressure to release the index. And that might be one of the key topping signals. So you just try to think about this stuff in your mind, friends, because obviously you got to reevaluate. Like I've got a long list of stuff that just hasn't happened at all. Like at whatsoever. Haven't even come close, you know? Remember, friends, Arthur Gaze claims Donald Trump will control the US Fed to send Bitcoin to 250,000. It's actually true, friends. Donald Trump controls about 3 out of 7 US Fed guys and girls. There's that, I think that lady, Lisa Cooked. I think he's trying to get rid of her. And then when he installs someone else, he'll have 4 out of 7. Right. And we'll see how it all plays out from there. But yeah, we're at these moments of time, friends. Like it's not easy, right? It's always a competition. Yeah, but you got to remember, if we do get a fantastical pump in 2026, it's precisely because there are so many people who are jeeting the 4-year cycle now. Yeah, it's a yin yang. So like in a nice world, we could just staircase up forever. But if we actually got that world, that wouldn't mean we're getting higher returns. We're getting like trashy stock market boomer returns. Okay, we're looking for the big wallopers. You know. Also, once again, keeping it family friendly. I've shown you as well, friends. The others BTC has not exhibited any signs of euphoria. Like this is what euphoria was, man. Like 5 or 6 green months in a row. You know what I mean? Like we've seen nothing. This thing's still going to zero. So I'm gonna stay put. Let me know what you're gonna do. Like, subscribe, belly button on. Catch you soon.